So jumping right into today's project, I'm going to start with four of these tabletop decor pieces from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to go ahead and remove the actual artwork and the burlap that is on the front of these as well. After I have removed those, I noticed that these have small little tacks, and I'm just going to go ahead and take my needle nose pliers or wire cutters to remove these because I don't want to be scratched up, and I also need these to be nice and flat and level. So once I did that, I also removed the little labels from the backs of these. The burlap left a little bit of fuzzy furriness, so I just later on took my sanding block from Dollar Tree and just sanded that away with the adhesive, and everything was really nice and smooth. So now I'm going to bring in this 5/8 of an inch dowel from Walmart. I just cut that down to about 4 inches. So now I'm going to bring in these inner tubes, so to speak, from the Cricut vinyls. And what I'm going to do is attach two sets of two. And what I've done is simply taken the hot glue, ran it down the middle of one, and I'm going to attach the second one to it. And I am very careful that when I place my hot glue, that I don't have an excessive amount of it oozing out of one side of it in particularly, because the section that does have a lot of glue is going to be the inside of our column. So I've done this twice, and now I'm going to connect the two pieces to make one piece with four individual tubes. And to connect these, I am going to go ahead and again lay that foundation of hot glue, and I am just going to stand these up. It's very important that these are standing up on their ends or on their bottoms so that the project is nice and straight, not wonky and lopsided. So once these are done, I have two sets, and I'm going to set these aside. So now I'm going to bring back in my four pieces of wall arts that I have prepared. And what I'm going to do is find the center of these. And to find the center of these, I just simply took a ruler and a pencil and made an X from corner to corner. And of course, to do this, I am finding the center. And the reason for doing so is because I need to drill holes in each of these. So in two of these, I need to drill a hole that is 5/8 of an inch. And then in the second two or second pair, I need to drill a hole that is 7/8 up with my 7/8 drill bit, excuse me. So with my 5/8 drill bit, I'm not really concerned about drilling all the way through. I just simply need to drill far enough to make sure that that dowel is going to hold nice and securely into this piece. Now, when I did this, I actually stood up and I made sure to put all of my weight on this so that the drill bit will go completely through this piece. Anytime you're using your power tools, whether it's a drill or a saw, whatever it is, please always be safe. Wear your safety glasses and be very careful when you are working with your power tools. So now for my 7/8 bit, this one I did drill all the way through because later on you're going to see why. So again, I'm just going to go ahead and take my sanding block, and I'm just going to go ahead and sand away any of those pieces that may have lifted while we were drilling these holes in. So now I'm going to bring back in those 5/8 dowels that are 4 inches in length that I cut earlier. And I'm just simply going to take some hot glue, and I'm going to put a decent amount of this into the hole. And then I'm simply going to take that 5/8 of an inch dowels, and I'm just going to stick those into the middle. These are going to act as anchors and supports for our dowels. Once they have been placed into their holes, I am now going to go ahead and take these, add more hot glue, and I found that these fit really snugly right in between the hole of those four um, Cricut inner tubes. And I'm going to do this to both of my pieces. While doing this, I am being very careful, making sure that it is very straight. And again, those lines that we created earlier to find our center point, these play a very, very, very critical role in making sure that everything is nice and straight. So now to attach my plank or my square of wood that has the 7/8 of an inch hole in it, I am simply going to be sure that I am attaching this not only with hot glue, but also with a strong adhesive. And I'm just happen to be using my Clear Grip Gorilla Glue. So once I've laid down a foundation of that strong adhesive, then I'm also going to come in with my hot glue and add a little bit of this to it. And this is, of course, is going to allow me to continue to work while the strong adhesive sets up. Now, when you're placing your columns, well, not columns, excuse me, when you're placing your 4 inner tubes on top of this piece of wood, you want to be sure that that center hole of the wood and the center hole of the tubes line up, because later on you will see how we're going to decorate with these. You guys, I'm so very excited about this project and how it turned out. So again, to help make this level, to make sure that it was nice and straight, I just simply took a ruler and I went ahead and lined it up against the sides of it, just again to make sure that it was nice and straight. So now I have 2 columns and now I can decorate them however I want. I just simply gave these 2 coats of white paint. You guys, I want to take a moment out to share with you to please join with me on tomorrow at my friend Connie from Connie's Creative Creations. I will be a part of her live on tomorrow night. I am so very excited. Our theme is watermelons. You guys, this is going to be so fun. We always have fun on her channel. Please come on over tomorrow at 8 p.m. and join us. So you see with my projects now, I have painted them. I gave them 2 really good coats of white paint. You can use any kind of paint that you want. I just decided to use white acrylic and white chalk paint because they give really great coverage. So now to decorate these, I have this really nice trim. I got this from Hobby Lobby. I love this trim because, like many others, I can go ahead and cut this down to fit however I need it to be. And I'm just going to go ahead and trim both of my columns, as you see, with this trim on both of the square ends. And to do this, I'm simply laying down, of course, a layer of hot glue. Then I'm going to lay down my strong adhesive. And then in between it, I'm going to lay down my hot glue as well. And again, this is going to give me a right now adhesion while the strong adhesive sets up. So I want to show you right there in the corners, when I'm turning the corners with that trim, I am sure that I'm using hot glue so that those corners hold down really nice and secure. I spread some of my strong adhesive, but right in the middle of that column, as you see here, I'm adding hot glue to the middle and the edges. Again, because this is going to give me extra security, but allow me to continue to work. And I'm going to do this to both of my pieces. So these look 10 times better than they did a while ago, but I'm going to take this a step further. I'm now going to take some of these acrylic gemstones. I purchased mine from Hobby Lobby, but you can use whatever kind of gemstones you would like. And I am simply going to take some hot glue and drop a few beads of it along the center of this trim. And I'm just going to go ahead and place a few of these acrylic gemstones just to add another dimension of sparkle and glam to these. You guys, if you don't like glam, you could always do these in the farmhouse theme. I'm sure you could do these in the boho theme as well. As always, take these and, totally customize them to your taste and your style. Now, when it comes to these gemstones, I'm not being very particular in the size. I actually like the aesthetic of having a larger stone versus a smaller stone and so on and so forth. So now that my gemstones have been placed, I am now going to take this to another level, and I'm going to take a mixture of Mod Podge, some of my pearlized paint, and just a little bit of fine glitter. I wanted a little bit of sparkle and shimmer, but I didn't want this to look very gaudy. So with this mixture, of course, the Mod Podge is going to help seal in the paint, but the pearl is really going to take it and give it a really nice shine and sheen, but the glitter is really going to add a little bit of sparkle to it. If you do this, you will notice that the pearl actually helps give the glitter like different dimensions. So I'm just going to do one coat of this on both of my columns. In the comment section, please let me know how you would do these. What colors, what theme would you do this in? I would really like to know. So not only am I going to give the actual columns a coat of paint, I'm actually going to give the bottoms of the squares, or the tops of the squares where my columns meet, a nice coating as well. So once I have finished, I let these dry, and now I'm going to show you how I styled these in my living room. You guys, these turned out really, really nice. I love how the sparkle and the shimmer come from the trim and those acrylic gemstones, but I also love that sheen, that glamorous, well, glamosity, so to speak, that pearl sheerness of that pearl paint just adds to it. And if you can see it, I don't know if the camera does it any justice, but that glitter, you can see the different like phases or dimensions. Some you can see right on top, but then some you can see faded off in the background of that paint. I absolutely love how these turned out. Just to style these eucalyptus plants, I did get these from Dollar Tree, so you guys keep your eyes open. Well, as usual, thank you so very much for sticking with me to the end. I hope that you have liked this project that I brought to you today as much as I have enjoyed bringing it to you. As always, my prayer for you is that you continue to stay blessed and you continue to stay healthy. Until next time, be blessed in Jesus' name. Bye-bye.